The government will be holding a session in Vukovar this afternoon, marking in a symbolic way the 25 years since the town had fallen into the hands of the Yugoslav army and Serb paramilitaries. Prime Minister Andrej Plenković announced that the government session will focus on the reconstruction of Vukovar and the completion of the renovations of its water tower, the symbol of resistance in the homeland war. Plenković stressed that in order for the refurbishment of the tower to go ahead, the government would add some 18 million kuna from the state budget to the funds already gathered through citizens' donations. The government will also be adopting a technical budget which is solely to do with some ministries being renamed and some being merged, but the overall budget funds will remain as they are. The session will also see the naming of some 20 state secretaries. In other news, Croatia remains among the 13 countries that next year, according to estimates by the European Commission, require deep analysis due to macroeconomic imbalances. Since the budgetary deficit and public debt is decreasing, Finance Minister Zdravko Marić expects Croatia to exit the excessive deficit procedure next year. And in Parliament today, instead of a further debate on the proposed tax reform, MPs have been discussing the salmonella meat contamination and the fact that the public had not been informed of the incident. Meat imported from Poland had been found to contain salmonella and was immediately taken off the shelves, but the public was informed some 3 weeks later. The MPs have called for more thorough foodstuffs inspection. Several Parliament committees are to convene today. Among them, the Finance Committee will be debating the budget rebalance, and the Committee on the Constitution will be debating the possible changes to the electoral system. The Agriculture Ministry has called on farmers in the eastern sections of Croatia to keep their poultry in their coops and not let them roam, in a bid to stop the spread of bird flu that had killed several swans in the area. However, the strain of bird flu is said to not be dangerous to humans. The ancient Baroque altar and its segments will return to the Dubrovnik Cathedral today after 25 years, to the delight of the locals and visitors to Dubrovnik, marking the completion of the first stage of the cathedral's refurbishment. The altar and its parts were taken to a local church for safekeeping after the 1979 earthquake that seriously damaged the ancient port. Turning to sports, in tennis, at the ATP World Tour finals underway in London, Croatia's Marin Cilic was defeated by Stan Wawrinka of Switzerland yesterday by a score of 7-6, 7-6. Cilic now has no chance of getting into the semi-finals. And the weather, partly sunny, cloud gathering with the possibility of a few drops of rain in the northern Adriatic and at higher elevations. Southeasterly winds strengthening along the coast, gaining force by the evening and resulting in choppy seas. Top temperatures between 9 and 12 degrees inland and up to 17 along the coast. Becoming warmer in the coming days, but also wet and blustery. Eastern Croatia will see the least rain, while higher elevations and the Istrian and Dalmatian hinterland will be mostly wet. The northern Adriatic will see downpours on Friday, accompanied by moderate to strong and even gale force southeasterly winds in places.